Greetings and salutations, fellow pilots. This is Akirishin. You are looking at the Focke-Wulf FW-252 German fighter. This fighter, which I have at specialist level, has large caliber cannons. Specifically, it has two 30mm cannons that do 350 damage per second each, with a rate of fire of 330 rounds per minute and an effective firing range of 700 meters. All excellent numbers. You do only have two of them. The aircraft has low survivability because it is a fighter and a vulnerable engine. Higher speed, accelerates quickly when boosting. Good maneuverability in rolls and turns, and I would say just barely good maneuverability. We'll go over that shortly when I show the aircraft's stats. Very effective in intercepting aircraft at high altitude, as many of the German fighters are. It is a high altitude fighter. Go over its stats here. In terms of altitude, its maximum optimal altitude is 2,500 meters. Its service ceiling is 4,500 meters. Rate of climb 187 meters per second. Not too bad. Here's where this aircraft's biggest weakness is. Average time to turn 360 degrees, 11.4 seconds. If you're going against more nimble fighters, that's a lifetime of difference between what they can do versus what you can do. So you've got to play this fighter like a zoom and boom aircraft. That's really kind of what it is. Rate of roll 240 degrees per second. That's excellent. It's got a great rate of roll, and you can use that to help you survive, stay behind slower aircraft, outmaneuver pursuers. Excellent rate of roll there. Maximum optimal speed is 900 kilometers per hour. It is a very fast fighter. Stall speed 300 kilometers per hour. Now that's an abysmal stall speed. So keep that in mind. It stalls easily as compared to other aircraft. Cumulative damage that can be done by the forward firing cannons, the two 30mm cannons, 700 damage per second, optimal distance 748 meters. That's with some of our upgrades we'll go over shortly. Alright, in terms of equipment, nothing but the best, basically. We have equipped in the cockpit spot advanced gyroscopic sight, which increases accuracy of forward firing offensive armament by 11%. Bonus characteristics, a plus 5% chance of inflicting critical damage, plus 5% accuracy when firing at moving targets, which you really need. Negative being a minus 7% pilot's resistance to injuries, which we attempt to address with the emergency medical kit, which heals injured crew members, i.e. our pilot, and provides resistance to injury for 10 seconds thereafter. You will need that. The pilot in this aircraft does get injured. Your other option would have been cockpit armor, which would increase crew's resistance to injuries, but at the cost of aircraft maneuverability. This aircraft, as I showed you already, is pretty abysmal in terms of horizontal turn, so yeah, you don't want to make that worse, in my opinion. For the airframe, we went with advanced lightweight wing frame, which increases roll maneuverability by 8.5%, maneuverability in turns by 2.4%. Bonus characteristics, a plus 3% roll maneuverability, plus 2% aircraft hit points. The negatives are minus 4.2% aircraft hit points. So basically we have a net loss of 2.2% in aircraft hit points when you take into account the bonus characteristics. Minus 7% wings resistance to critical damage. We do try to address the additional chance of wings being damaged with critical damage by equipping as a consumable secondary control system, which restores controllability of wings and tail. Your other options would have been reinforced skin, which increases wings and tail's resistance to critical damage, but at the cost of airspeed. You don't want to lose airspeed in this aircraft. It's one of its greatest strengths, both offensively and defensively. reinforced airframe, which increases aircraft hit points, but at the cost of aircraft maneuverability. Again, maneuverability already sucks, so you don't want to make it worse. Polished skin, which increases aircraft speed, but at the cost of aircraft maneuverability. Now, if you wanted to just forego any maneuverability upgrades and just accept this aircraft as being a total zoom and boom aircraft, you could go with the polished skin. But I personally like to improve this aircraft's and this type of aircraft's maneuverability as much as I can, because it does help. I mean, even if you're a zoom and boom aircraft, and I pointed this out previously with aircraft like the ME-262, at some point you're going to need to turn around. If you're being pursued, you want to get as much distance as you can and then turn around and engage your pursuer when you're far enough out. But if it takes forever to turn, then you've got to get that much further out or risk turning too soon, and then they're on you before you can do anything about it while you're in the turn. So you still need to have that maneuverability, in my opinion. The aircraft already has great speed, it has good maneuverability, and it could be better. And so that's what I've chosen to do. Plus, you know, I don't know about you, but I just don't, you know, like spending the entire battle running. You know, so it's a personal choice, I understand. But you could go with polished skin if you so chose. All right, moving on to the engine, I have equipped Advanced Lightweight Power Unit, which increases by plus 6% yaw maneuverability, which I don't really use, so who cares? But what's important for our purposes is the plus 2.6% in maneuverability and turns, bonus characteristics of plus 1% acceleration without boost, plus 0.5% cruise speed, so that's nice. Augment this aircraft speed. The negative would be minus 12% engine's resistance to critical damage, which I tried to address somewhat by equipping as a consumable emergency engine restart, so if our engine does get damaged, we can get it up to speed. In our second slot, since which we have because we have this at specialist level, I went with Advanced Upgraded Engine, which increases by plus 5% acceleration without boost, plus 2.8% cruise speed, bonus characteristics of plus 1% cruise speed, plus 0.5% maximum speed with boost activated. The negative is that you lose a lot of resistance to fire, 13% to be precise. So, you know, that fire can be an issue with this particular build. Your other option that you could have gone with there would be engine armor protection, which increases engine resistance to damage, but you lose speed. And again, I don't want to lose speed in this aircraft. Combined injection boost system, which increases boost efficiency, but at the cost of boost availability. I think you want that boost as available as possible, so I didn't go with that. For forward firing weapon, I went with improved long gun barrel so that we can get rounds on the target sooner, plus 6.8% firing range of forward firing offensive armament, plus 5% accuracy of forward firing offensive armament. So that's really nice. You kind of need that increased accuracy. Like I said, I struggle sometimes hitting targets with these cannons, so I like having the extra accuracy. The negative is minus 8% burst length of forward firing offensive armament. And you certainly, these guns do, you know, overheat. Now you could go with reinforced bolt carriers to get additional burst length, but you'd lose accuracy. So that's the negative there. And I don't know if I want to lose accuracy, but I don't know, maybe having the extra burst length might help, but I haven't tried that. But just theoretically, I'm thinking losing the accuracy is not something I want to do. Same thing with gas operated action, which increases rate of fire. Might help to hit targets more, but then again you lose accuracy. I just don't want to do that. Consumables we haven't talked about yet. I have equipped emergency engine cooling, which I think is an important skill on this aircraft, which improves the engine cooldown rate by 5 times for 10 seconds. So that kind of, you know, gives you an extra little boost there, if you will, effectively. So I think that's an important consumable for this aircraft. For forward firing weapon, I have equipped fragmentation ammunition, which maximum chance of inflicting critical damage, recommended for autocannons. You're perfectly fine going with universal ammunition, which increases chance of causing fire and inflicting critical damage. Either one of those, perfectly fine. In terms of pilot skills, definitely want to go with Marksman 1 and Marksman 2. Marksman 1 reduces dispersion of forward firing weapons by 5%, significantly increasing chance of hitting a target. Marksman 2 reduces again dispersion of forward firing weapons by an additional 5% and increases accuracy of firing at actively maneuvering targets by 10%. I really think you need these two with these cannons. You could go as an alternative with Engine Guru 1 and Engine Guru 2 to enhance the speed of this aircraft and thrust of this aircraft, but you know, I just, for me, being able to put rounds on the target is more critical, because that's where I struggle as a pilot with this aircraft. You may not have that issue, maybe you're a crack shot with this aircraft, but I am not, so that's why I go with Marksman 1 and Marksman 2. Kind of help me out there. Again, building on our maneuverability improvements, I went with Aerodynamics Expert, which increases the positive effect of our mounted equipment on aircraft maneuverability and speed by 40%, so good synergy with our chosen equipment. As well as the Aerobatics Expert, which increases maneuverability in all axes by 2%. Provides a significant advantage in close maneuvering combat. If I had an extra skill point, I would definitely put it in fire resistance, since we do have an increased fire chance on this aircraft. Which was, let's see, yeah, our chosen advanced uprated engine has a minus 13% resistance to fire, so that fire resistance pilot skill would be nice if I had an extra point, but I don't. Alright, you're currently looking at the summer paint scheme. I love the paint schemes on these German fighters. I wish, you know, if we could get these on other fighters like the American fighters, wow, that'd be nice, but we don't. This is winter, desert, and probably my favorite, marine. Very nice paint schemes. Okay, so let's head into some battles here and let you take a look at the FW-252 in combat. So we'll be putting our FW-252 to the test over the Albion Iron Will Theater of Operation. We'll head first to the garrison, get that secured, and then either onto the airbase or maybe to the command center on the enemy side of the map. But we'll have to play that by ear once we see what the situation is after securing the garrison. Alright, here we go.
Get ready for action. Let's go.
I love that paint scheme. Oh, jeez. I thought they fixed that. Alright, well that's not a very auspicious start. I saw it coming. I'm like, okay, maybe we better dodge this. But just didn't get it done in time. Here we go again. What kind of enemy resources do we have over there already? Alright, and we got a friendly on our tail here. A little rolling and get behind it, hopefully. There we go. Now we're making a little bit of progress anyway. We stop running into things.
Stay alert, pilot. Large enemy force spotted over the airfield.
All right. And they have not secured the airfield yet. Well, that's good. Certainly gave them enough time to do it. Get him too, I hope. Yeah, I'd say so. We cut his blade in half, so that should do it. We are just running into things in this battle. Let's see if we can get the clock on our side here and head back into the airfield.
Them reach their target.
We need to get this airfield if we're going to have any chance of prevailing here. Let's get a little distance here from that yacht. Use our speed. And then we'll come back around and make another go at it. Take him out. Do not want to leave a Yak 30 playing in your backyard. Okay, good. Okay, I think we've had enough running into things. Now we're getting there. Take care of this BV. Hopefully. No, didn't get the airfield yet, huh?
The airfield is ours.
There we go.
Utilize this advantage.
We got our Yak 30 back here, so need to deal with it. And if you don't get him, first try, get out of there. Because your speed is your only defense against that Yak 30. Alright, then we'll swing back around. Go back at it. Take on this BV. Oh, no, let's change targets. Come on.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
Alright. Wow. Think they want our airfield? I think they do. Come on, clock. Get us back in.
The enemy is about to win. Push harder.
I'm surprised they haven't taken the airfield yet. Better get in there sooner. It's going to reset our respawn clock. Ooh, it's going to be close.
We cannot support you any longer.
All right.
Too heavy. Do you copy? Over. Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield.
Indeed they are. Alright, let's see here. Make this I-211 hopefully.
Get it back under our control. You've done what you could. Go back to base.
Yes, we did what we could. But not good enough. Okay, Flying Warrior badge, #1 spot on the team, 2 chevrons on the grade rank, Subjugator, and Effective Fire. Head back to the hangar and take a look at the after action report. Okay, 87,642 in currency, 6,190 in experience points, 309 in free experience points, 12 kills, 2 assists, 2 sectors captured. Did that in 8 minutes and 35 seconds in battle time. 8,865 in personal points. Okay, so let's head into another battle and see how we do again. Second battle in the FW-252 will be over the northern bridgehead Polaris.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
Theater of operation. Let that guy finish. We'll head to the command center here first, and then on to the forward airstrip for the Battle Royale. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Lakajan, Specialist ME-262.
Let's go.
Now, if we were over a map, it's a sector that I was expecting reds to be at, like the center map sector, for example, we would be starting at higher altitude. Jeez, come on, finish it. Time, right? Oh, I was hoping that was gonna finish it off. It did not. Let's see if we can knock that. There we go. That did it. That was easy. Ooh, that was close. All right. Now what we cannot do is let that specialist level ME-262 get around freely. That will be a recipe for disaster. Alright, so what do we have going on here? Got a P228, I211, F6U. Let's take on this F6U that's kind of low health here. See if we can finish him off. And we'll try to get a little distance here from the Reds. Re-engage more in terms of our liking. What is that? Oh, a hunter. What do we have here? Okay, we've got a low health BV. So we'll try to finish him off first. If you see those aircraft with low health, try to take them out first. Get some distance here. P228 up here, kind of hanging. That makes a nice target, doesn't it? Something's behind us here. And I'd like to get some distance from it, whatever it is. Not quite sure what it is. It's a fighter. We'll get some distance from it, swing around. There's that ME-262. And he hurt our engine. Ah, and we've got 2 aircraft on our tail. And he's going to chase us forever. What is it?
We have complete control of the skies. Way to go. Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
Yeah, F-86A.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again.
Just like a dog on a bone wouldn't let go. Alright. Well, we took them on a merry chase though, didn't we? But busy. Took 2 of their aircraft out. Screwing around with us.
Victory is ours. We're waiting for your return.
Okay, so #1 spot on the team, 2 chevrons on the grade rank, subjugator, and effective fire. And team went on to victory there, so that's very nice. Head back to the hangar and see how things look in the after action report. So 89,502 in currency, 19,062 in experience, 953 in free experience. Picked up 1 more medal, flying start there. We had 8 kills, 1 assist. We were destroyed on 1 occasion. But we had a good portion of their team hunting for us. And it kept them busy, chasing us all around, trying to get us. They weren't fighting for their team where they needed to be. So in a sense, you know, that was very helpful to the overall game effort there. We were in battle for a total of 6 minutes and 43 seconds, captured 2 sectors, 7,090 in personal points. So there you have it, folks. That is the FW-252. For me, the biggest challenge with this aircraft are its cannons and getting rounds on the target. It can be difficult sometimes, and so you know you do need these pilot skills, Marksman 1, Marksman 2, to help with that. Because you only have 2 30mm cannons. Unlike, say, a ME-262 HG3 that has 4 30mm cannons, you've got 2. And the maneuverability on this aircraft, not the best, as I mentioned, 11.4 seconds to turn 360 degrees. So it is a zoom and boom fighter. That's how you'll want to play it. And you saw there we used our speed to try to survive when we had at least 2 or 3 of the enemy aircraft trying to take us out there and working in concert with one another against us. We survived for quite a while in that environment. And that was using what maneuverability we do have, rolling, making ourselves a difficult target, and using our speed to leave the scene, if you will. And that's the only thing that allowed us to survive as long as we did. So that is the FW-252. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you are able to get the FW-252 and even raise it to specialist level, I hope you have great success in it.